Welcome to the Master's Program in Reparatory Justice. So just to introduce myself, my name is Messias Basques. I'm a lecturer at the Deriva Center for Slavery Studies and convener of the Masters in Reparatory Justice. I'm a Brazilian anthropologist, and my work focuses on Black and Indigenous experiences in the Americas and the Caribbean. This double degree master's program offers a unique opportunity to work with leading scholars in reparatory justice. Directed by the Glasgow Caribbean Centre for Development Research, the program is a collaboration between the Beniba Centre for Slavery Studies in Glasgow and the Centre for Reparations Research at the UWI. For this reason, you can choose to study at one of the three campuses: Cave Hill campus in Barbados, Gilmore Hill campus in Glasgow, or Mona campus in Jamaica. It is important to highlight that this program is offered as a collaboration. The Center for Reparations Research at the University of the West Indies led the program development, which came about after Glasgow's research into its own links and ties to historical slavery. So the program itself is part of a larger reparative justice initiative between both institutions. Regarding the program structure, this is a 12-month master's program that is also available to be taken on a part-time basis. Classes and other activities are offered in a hybrid format, which allows students to be in contact with students and scholars from different countries and institutions. The program includes four core courses addressing topics from slavery, human rights, case studies in reparatory justice, based on a comparative analysis of past and present day experiences from the Americas, the Caribbean, and Europe. The program also includes two optional courses encompassing topics such as African diaspora studies, postcolonialism, and literature, empires, and commodities. Students will receive guidance to design and produce a dissertation focusing on either a historical case study related to reparatory justice or a particular issue of contemporary debate around reparations. This is a unique opportunity to delve into a topic that is of interest to you under the supervision of an expert who will help you to tailor your proposal and write a dissertation that resonates with your own passions. I would like to highlight some of the distinctive elements of our program. There is no program quite like this. This is one element in a reparative justice program that the University of Glasgow and the University of the West Indies have embarked on together. We hope this program will nurture the next generation of scholars, activists, policymakers, and politicians who will promote real change in everyday people's lives. Both institutions bring together academics, activists, artists, and others interested in redressing historical claims for reparations. The University of the West Indies is a world leader in the formulation, activism, and academic research underpinning claims for reparations for slavery. So our students can access archives and library collections in Barbados and Jamaica for their research. Students will benefit from the close ties with Glasgow's world-class museums, galleries, and libraries. And in addition to that, the University of Glasgow is the first European institution to join the Slave Voyages Project, the world's largest online repository of records on the slave trade. This program is aimed at anyone interested in addressing historical injustices, but it would particularly appeal to people working in legal, political, and historical fields, from heritage institutions interested in confronting their past to large institutions and corporations interested in making more ethical policies. The program is also an excellent foundation for PhD study in a similar field, especially for those pursuing careers in areas such as education and academic research. Now, to give an example of alumni stories, I would like to share with you a short video with Fer Ortiz Vivas and Fanny Olsen, who both recently graduated.
Yeah, I think it's amazing that we got to do that, being the first of its kind, and it's important to explore reparations and the legacies of slavery in this institution.
I also really like that it's given us the opportunity to give feedback that we know will impact the course. Like we were able to say like, oh, actually, I think this would work better, or we should have included this or excluded that, to really make it more suited for maybe the students that are coming after us.
I mean, in my case, I felt it in my bones. The way that my undergrad dissertation went along, it ended in kind of tackling reparations in terms of education. And so I applied to many programs, but in the end, this one really called me.
I did my undergraduate here in history, and I was introduced to reparatory justice quite late on, like in my fourth year. And then I found the interconnectivity between the past and the present that is represented in reparatory justice to be really like, it was calling, like you said, like it was really something I felt that I needed to be a part of.
So you get like experiences with archival research, you get experiences like handling ethnographic methods in context of violence, you get multiple hypothetical cases of reparations, you get a historical perspective, but you also get a social science perspective. You even get to tackle a bit with arts and artistic institutions and how to do cultural heritage when it comes to the legacies of slavery. So I think that was very, very beautiful.
You just got to meet so many amazing people, like professors and experts in the field that we would not have been able to meet if it was just here in Glasgow. Like the resources that over at University of the West Indies, they are vast and they're massive, right? And it's something we wouldn't have been able to do just here. And I think that was really, really important, because now we've met people who are like leading the conversation, not just about this course, but like about reparations in general. You can't put a price on that.
The fact that we all get to be inspired by these people and learn from them, I think it's how it should be.
So, if you want to learn more about this program, please visit our website for information about the application process and funding opportunities. And feel free to get in touch with me in case you have any questions. You can find my email on the slide. Thank you for watching, and best of luck with your further studies. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm joined now by Messias, and Messias is here to answer all of your questions. I see we've got a few in the chat already. So Adam asks, I live in California. When is the cutoff to apply for fall 2025 for international students?
Could you say that again, please?
Oh, sorry, Messias. So Adam is asking, when is the deadline to apply for international students, please?
Okay. Thank you very much for your question. So the deadline for EU candidates, so candidates from the EU, European Union, and international students, is the 25th of July. So, and for the case, in case of applicants from the UK, the deadline is 22nd of August. So if you have any questions about the application process, if you need any kind of assistance in preparing your application materials, get in touch with me, please, via email. I'll be happy to have a Zoom meeting with you before your application to make sure that you are prepared and you have all the documents that you need to apply.
Brilliant. Thanks, Messias. Everyone watching, please keep your questions coming in. But whilst we're waiting, I've got a few questions as well. So to start with Messias, can you tell us a bit more about how the program's been this year? So you started in Glasgow this year, you're new to Glasgow. How's it been for you?
Yeah, so I started in December. So I just joined the University of Glasgow. And my experience so far is amazing in terms of the experience and the relation with the students, and also in terms of the kind of things that we have been discussing and learning together. So as I was mentioning, we have a very diverse group of students. We have students from China, European countries, the Caribbean. So it's very diverse in terms of the student body, but also in terms of their interests in the course and in terms of their research projects as well.
And I know it's roundabout dissertation topic selection time about now. Are you able to give us a hint about what some of the students have chosen to do this year?
Absolutely. So we have some students interested in discussing reparatory measures
ongoing or already concluded by institutions like the Hunterian Museum. Hunterian Museum is one of the oldest university museums in the world. And when a student is interested in researching the process of repatriation of non-human specimens from the collections, original collections from the Hunterian Museum. So we have this kind of interest in developing research about institutions, focusing on their reparatory measures, but also more theoretical approaches to topics like war studies, slavery as well, enslavement in the Caribbean. So it's very diverse in terms of the topics that we can pick up, because it is up to you to decide the kind of framework and the kind of topic that you are interested in developing research about.
Fantastic. And you mentioned that the students are all from different backgrounds, from all around the world. Is there a particular degree or anything that students should have to do this program, or can they come from any particular background?
Yeah, so in terms of the minimum requirement would be an undergraduate degree. But if they come from a different walk of life, or if they are, for example, human rights practitioners, or if they are community leaders or human rights activists, if they are people with professional working experience from nonprofits as well, we are happy to welcome everyone. So the only thing that they would need to do if they are coming from a non-traditional academic background, or if they don't have an undergraduate degree, it's to stress and highlight that in their application materials, like the personal statement, to demonstrate how and why they are interested in doing research here and conducting their masters at the University of Glasgow and the University of the West Indies as well.
Brilliant, thank you. And now you're based in the Beneva Centre for Slavery Studies here in Glasgow. Can you tell our audience a little bit more about that, please?
Yes, thank you for your question. So the Beneva Center was created as one of the outcomes. It's itself a part of a broader reparatory strategy and a commitment between the University of Glasgow and the University of the West Indies. So the Beneva Center is named after a Black woman enslaved in the Caribbean, and this woman was named Beneba. So, and the Beneba Center is a very interdisciplinary research center. So it's home to several kinds of research and different people in the humanities as well. So we have anthropologists, archaeologists, historians. So it's very diverse in terms of the kinds of work that we do here, but also in terms of the kind of projects that we are aiming to develop in the near future. So developing research and teaching projects in partnership with schools to provide teachers and students alternative materials and textbooks and resources to learn about enslavement and the life stories of these people who went through slavery as well.
Thank you. And speaking of research, can you tell us a little bit more about your own personal research?
Yes, absolutely. So I am an anthropologist by training. I come from Brazil. So in Brazil, and during my PhD, I did a field work with an indigenous community in the Brazilian border with Paraguay. And it was not primarily about slavery, but they had and they still have memories about enslavement as well. So it was in some aspect related to slavery and enslavement. But I come from an interracial family, and my mother is a Black person, my father is a white person. So I was always interested in learning more about the Black experience in the diaspora as well. So that is why my teaching project and research projects are also related to the Black experience in the diaspora.
Amazing, thank you. And is this something that you bring to the teaching as well? Is there any optional modules students can take that relate to your research?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm teaching now in the next academic year a course titled Black Communities in the Diaspora. It's a kind of a survey, an overview of Black communities in the diaspora, starting in Brazil and landing in Liverpool, for example, just to give you the students the opportunity to learn about Black people in the diaspora through different lenses without focusing on enslavement and slavery. So we are more than that as people. So this is the goal. And in terms of the kind of courses that the students will be able to access and enroll in the Masters in Reparatory Justice, we have also courses about the African diaspora, for example. We have courses about global commodities. We have courses about human rights. So it's very diverse and open in terms of the catalog of courses as well.
Brilliant. And obviously you're teaching alongside your colleagues at the University of the West Indies. How do those classes work? Are they taught hybrid? Is there any interaction with the students at the other campuses?
Thank you for your question. So I taught my first course for the Masters in Reparatory Justice just right now, ended. We just finished the course. So we had students attending via Zoom, so online from the Caribbean, so from Jamaica, Barbados, and also students who were based in Glasgow at the moment at the course was delivered. So we have both things. So it is hybrid. So we have online teaching and also in-person sessions, but all students, they come together, either via Zoom, online, or in person. So it is hybrid. And the idea is to provide students with this experience of really having access to both institutions at the same time. So students can choose an institution, one campus to base themselves at for their studies. So by that I mean Glasgow campus, Mona campus in Jamaica, or Cave Hill in Barbados. But this also means that they will be able to join, the same courses with different students coming from different places. So that's the beauty aspect of having this partnership between the University of Glasgow and the University of West Indies, because the students have this very unique opportunity of having access to other people from different places at the same time.
Great, thank you. And we've got another question in the chat from Adam. Thank you, Adam. Adam says, I am interested in supporting Native American tribes to receive reparations in the form of land from governments and organizations in the US. Do you think this program will support this work?
Absolutely. And thank you very much for your question, Adam. And I think your question and your interest will be really interesting, and not only interesting, but meaningful in terms of our commitment to reparatory strategies globally. So just to give an example about this kind of topic and its interest to Brazilian people as well. So this is a very vivid and important, urgent question in countries like Brazil, for indigenous peoples in Brazil as well. So absolutely, I would highly recommend you to be in touch with us if you want to learn more about the masters, but also if you want to learn more about the ways that you could pursue and foresee your research, in the future, in the near future, as a student, master students here in our master program, because you could not only think about that as a research project, but something that you would like to pursue as a kind of a strategy to be developed, in the next years as well, to give back to your own community if you are coming from an indigenous community, for example, in the USA. So absolutely.
Thank you, Messias. I hope that answers your question, Adam. We've got a few more minutes left, so please keep your questions coming. Messias, in the meantime, is there anything that you're particularly looking forward to from the rest of the academic year, or is there anything exciting happening perhaps in 2026 when that starts?
Yeah, so in the beginning of the next academic year, we'll have the annual lecture that is hosted by the Beniba Center for Slavery Studies. So it is named after the first African American person to get a degree in medicine. And it is important to highlight that because we are here working and promoting research that was started, centuries ago. So it is important to highlight that, to stress that we are only working to promote the reach of something that has antecedents, precedents, sorry. So the James McKeown Smith annual lecture is about promoting voices for of Black people in academia. So absolutely. And we have several events also in terms of people who come to Glasgow to give lectures and to present seminars and their work. So yes, and I would also say that we are very excited about our next cohort of students because they are very diverse. They are very excited about coming to our campuses as well. So yes.
Great, thank you. I think we're at the end of our session now. So Messias, can you just remind us again, please, when the application deadlines are?
So yes, thank you for your question. The deadline for applicants from the EU, and international students is the 25th of July, and for applicants from the UK is the 22nd of August. So if you need anything, if you are watching this session, and if you need anything, if you want to clarify some questions, something that you want to reach out before submitting your application, just get in touch, please, via email. I'll be happy to schedule a session with you to discuss these things online. And thank you for your interest in your double degree program.
Great, thank you all so much for joining, and thank you, Messias, as well. And another thing I should probably add is stay tuned for a longer live Q&A session coming up later this month.
Yes.
Messias, you'll be joining us alongside your co-conveners from the Mona and Cave Hill campuses, and some of your students as well. So that will be Thursday, 22nd of May, and we will send out emails and invite you all to that. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll see you for the next stream. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.